Hi and welcome to another video. In this video I just wanted to do a quick unpackaging of the XtremeSkins skin that I've bought for my iPad 3rd generation, so that's from 2018. It's the iPad Pro 12.9 inch. So I need to get a new case, but instead of having a bulky case, I've decided to go for a skin like I do with my phones. So of course it gives you some minimal protection from scratches and things like that. And then even if you drop it, perhaps it'll give you a little bit of, but not total protection like a normal case. But I prefer that because the iPad is quite thin already. I prefer to go with some skin sometimes to see just for minimal protection. So as you can see, it comes in the envelope, and this is within the UK as well, and it came within 2 days, so it's free shipping, so that's quite good. So you can see here the actual skin I've actually gone for is white carbon. So as you can see here, and it does have an actual texture, so it's quite nice. And you can see there is, you probably can't see on camera, but you can see that there's on here they've done the cutouts and everything else, so you can see. And then this of course is the back, and again you probably can't see, but they've cut out, you can choose within the website cut out the Apple logo, or you can just have the plain skin on the back. And as you can see here as well, they've actually cut out for the camera module as well. So the new iPads have got like 3 lenses, and my one's only got the one. So as you can see there, it's got the strips here. So these ones I believe are going to be for the side panels. So I've got the sides and the back as well. So that's the protection for them. So as we can see here, it comes with your alcohol wipe to wipe off the grease and everything else. And then you've got a thank you card here, and I believe you have to try and watch the videos. They've got on there for the instructions on how to install as well. So, and they've got their support as well. So if you have any issues, you can always contact them. XtremeSkins here. So I have bought this with my own money, as usual with most products. So I've got this here. That's just the invoice it comes with. So as you say, it's quite straightforward, and this skin is just for my iPad, so you can see it's a bit greasy right now, so I'll probably need these wipes. And as I said, let's move on now to the next stage, where we will try and install this onto the iPad, and we'll see how easy it is. So now moving on, as you can see here, what I've done is just taken out the cutout, so the cutout for the camera. And as I said before, I've mentioned I chose the cutout for the Apple logo. You can choose to have that just no cutout, and also the 3 power pins at the bottom of the iPad as well. So I've just taken them off to make it a little bit easier for help me to align everything. So now as you got your 2 alcohol wipes, so I'll just give it a quick wipe over. So they're not too huge and everything else. It's best just to give it a quick wipe over to make sure you take off all the grease, because it does stick. And to be honest, I'm no expert, but I've done 1 or 2 of these before, because I normally have skins on my iPhone or my Google Pixel. So normally I have these because I prefer them much thinner to the having a case. But of course, again, it's not ideal when you drop the phone, because it doesn't give you that protection that you want. So if you are a clumsy person, that sometimes like I am, it's not probably the best thing to do, but I do quite like. So give it a quick thorough clean. Just use that. I don't think I need both of them. I can perhaps use the second one for Make sure I get the edges around here. Okay, that seems to be enough. So hopefully. So what I normally do is I try and start with the top here to align it and then bring it back. So what I'll do is start from the top. Of course they've got their own installation video, so I recommend that you probably see their install video on how they do it, because that's probably the better way of doing it. But this is just the way I tend to do it myself when installing it, and it's just to give you an idea how easy it is, because if I can do it, then I'm sure anyone can do it. So again, it's just aligning. Again, most important is and again, as I said, it is quite forgiving. So if you want to put it down, so there's a microphone and the flash, you need to make sure there's not covered over, but again it's aligned. So just make sure. Okay, that seems quite good. And now align, make sure it's straight as possible. And again, what's more quite good about this color, instead of being clear skin, is that it's a bit more forgiving on the bubbles and things like that. So if you do get anything like that, it will stretch and everything else. And again, you can use a hairdryer, so if you have any issues there. So hopefully I've aligned it. So pick up the apple, and these ones from XtremeSkins, I know there's D brand and other makes as well, but I found XtremeSkins to be very precise on the cutouts as well, so of course that helps. And again, as I said, it's just smooth as you go to bring it, and then hopefully at the end, with fingers crossed, that it actually aligns to. So you can see it lines a little bit off from there. So again, if you want to, you can lift it. It is quite forgiving on the glue and everything else. So you can see if you can adjust just a little bit, so you get like that, and then you can bring it over. Make sure that it's aligned properly, because the pins there, if you do have any cases that some of them have, then you might have an issue of connecting. And as I said, it is quite forgiving on the, as you can see, I'm no expert, but as long as I've got the align there, and you can heat this up later to stretch it out. And I like to normally, sometimes if you've got a cloth as well, a microfiber cloth, you can give it a rub just to get any air holes out that you might have. And like I said, because this is a white background, you can't really, you'll have a few air bubbles, as you can probably hear here, but you can get rid of them by just rubbing them out, because they're not too and you can just, if you've got some in the center, it's best probably just to rub them towards. They should eventually make their own way out anyway, but as you see, they're disappearing quite easy. And then just rub around the camera a bit where they're a bit more loose. Again, as you can see, perhaps a little bit here, you just make sure the air can get out and rub it. And it'll go after a few days anyway. This is just to make sure I've got a firm grip and everything else on there. And I quite like this colour as well, and it's got a texture, so it makes it less slippery for the when it's actually in your hand, and it's quite a nice colour as well. So again, you can use a hairdryer if any bits are raised up and stretch out a little bit, because that'll warm it up, the material, and you can stretch it as you want. So I like to just to rub around the edges, and then I think, yep, so then I think that's done. And if there is any air bubbles, I can get them out later on. And with the microfiber cloth, it's not damaging it too much, so it's good. There we go. So that's the back of it done. So as you can see, it's not too bad. And you've still got the thinness of the iPad as well. And it is only very thin, and it's got a nice grip texture to it, the carbon white. And as you said, the cutout is near enough perfect. It's just probably just my alignment on the pins here. It's just a little bit out. As you can see here, it's just out a little bit, but I think that should still be fine. But yeah, so that's just the quick doing of there. So we'll move on now to just to quickly do the sides, and we'll see what that looks like. So looking at the side view, you can see that I've already put one piece over the top. It goes over the buttons over here. So now all we'll do is we'll concentrate on the other side here where the SIM card is. So we'll have a look here. And as you can see here on the actual strip, I've just left off again the centerpiece is here, and then the button cutouts are still there. So if we just take out the next one, so now we'll move on to looking at the next piece here that's on the side. So as we can see, this goes over the SIM card. So probably want to start on this side here, because this is where the SIM card is. And again, like I said, I'm no expert, but I try and align it as possible over if there's any holes to begin with. And then you can later on heat this up if you want to and bring the join in closer. And then now we will bring this over here, try and align that so at least it's with there. And as you can see here, it's got, I think it does have a cutout piece here that will come out. So I think it's you might need to sometimes with these pieces heat them up. So now we're moving on to the very last piece. As you can see here, there does have a microphone hole here again, and again I do like to make sure it's aligned to that first before I go anywhere else, just to make sure that I have got that in place, and make sure it's not covered, because things look vital like the microphone and things like that. And again, it's made of the same material, so it is quite grippy still. And we just bring that across, hopefully aligning it, and then just overlap a little bit. And you can trim that down if you do want to, but I like the extra protection there. So that's that. So yeah, it's not perfect as you can see, but at least now we have the iPad is now covered, so the material is nice and it's got some nice grip to it. And you can see the sides as well that have got protection on them as well, so you can see, and the cutouts as well for the speakers, and then the port and everything else. It's just misaligned a little bit here, but I think you'll find that's just me with my non-expert putting of the actual. And it's here again, the buttons are here, they're all free flowing, and the SIM card tray as well is not covered up, so it's good. So overall, I do like these skins, and for the price, and normally they're on discount, so there's always a special offer code, or if you sign up to their email, then you always got good offers that are going on and everything else for there. But yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this quick video of going through and then just installing it. And just to let you know that sometimes they do give you extra, like around here, the extra side pieces as well. So if you do mess up and things like that, then you can choose. You have got some extra pieces here. It's only the back piece they haven't given you extra, but the sides they've given you extra because of course they're quite fiddly with the speakers. So as you can see there, so it's quite very good with them as well. Okay then, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you found this useful. Please remember to like and subscribe.